All right, everyone. Testing, testing, testing. Is this actually going to work today? All right. Looks like we are live. Excellent. Okay. All right, get straight into it then. We'll just go through the disclaimer as usual. Everything in this video is general information and educational purposes only. Nothing presented constitutes financial product advice, personal advice, or a recommendation to acquire or deal in any financial products. Any examples are illustrative only and should not be relied upon as indicators of future performance, as past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. All right, now we have that out of the way, we'll go straight into the charts. So, as usual, the four-screen Bitcoin chart is always a good place to start. It certainly is my starting point for any given day. And yeah, I didn't do one earlier this morning. I ran out of time, and then it was a bit close to the weekly close anyway, so I didn't think I'd have enough value in there for anyone. So now that the weekly's closed, and yeah, we'll start to have a look at the fresh week ahead. So basically, you can see here, I've been away for a week and a bit, but yeah, didn't haven't had an opportunity to give it many updates. Last time I was talking about this this spot right here, we pretty much were looking like we were pushing into this order block here. That's why the big arrow there, and I dropped a picture in on Tuesday about this. So we sort of had this move up, which was quite good. I was quite happy because I'd definitely been hoping that we would hold this 365-day rolling, and that was a really good sign. It looked like we were going to just push on out of here, and it was right on the 100k level as well. So a lot of confluence there, but it yeah, unfortunately had this horrible double top into some order blocks here on the 4 hour, and yeah, just kind of rolled right over. So wasn't real good at all, to be honest. Sorry, I've got 12-hour charts all over the place at the moment. I was just back testing a bit of the TD9. So anyway, at the moment, I'm still quite cautious here because after this started rolling over, and then you would have probably seen some of Dax's messages as well regarding this 100k level. Once we sort of closed under here, this was not a good sign at all. And then I was still hopeful here that we might get a bounce on the TD9 12 hour, but yeah, she just started rolling over. And yeah, had to sort of hack out of a few positions. I'd actually traded here quite well, but yeah, got back in here, then had to get out again. So yeah, it's been a bit of a messy week, and I was trying to travel through this bit as well, so it just made it even more complicated. So yeah, not much fun for anyone really, and we kept having these yeah, the big dumps are happening in the middle of the night for us. So yeah, it's always a bit of a shit time when New York just decides to dump on you every time, and we had quite a few days of that. So yeah, it wasn't pretty at all. So if you're hurting a little, don't worry. I think everybody is. And last time I was talking about this point here on the 12-hour chart, we are getting up there. I was thinking it was going to try and push up a bit higher, and I thought we might swing fail up here somewhere. But that didn't actually happen. I thought if that went up there, swung fail, we might have got the top in here and might have been a good, a better trigger to be selling some positions. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And yeah, here we are. I guess good news at the moment. We seem to have we've really dumped in some volume here on the 12 hour, and we've pushed down on the double smooth stochastic to a very low level. This is historically very low, and so that might actually mean there's not much chance of us going much lower here. So there's always a chance that we might get like a dip back down, and we get some sort of divergence there. So this will be like that, and that this will be higher. But that would be an even better sign to get in there, I think. But the way things are going with I just don't see there's really a lot of news. There's just not a lot of bullishness at the moment. So I think we will actually range and chop a bit sideways here. And look, we're under the developing yearly very area low, under this 365-day rolling VWAP very area low as well. Look, to be honest, nothing's really that great until we start really sort of trending up. And look, we've got a lot of room to move before we start putting in sort of an upward trend. Because yeah, look, we've got to go, all the way up here before we can put in a higher high and start breaking this trend. So yeah, that's not particularly good at the moment. So I think we might just chop here a bit, even though this was, some good signs here. This Thursday and Friday kind of capitulation events were pretty nice to see. And yeah, I've held in some, put in some positions in here, but look, I'm getting a bit cautious here now as well. So look, it's all pretty grim at the moment. The 8 hour fixed cipher as well is basically at record lows. You can see we put in a lot of craziness down here. Like I couldn't even, wasn't many situations where I could backtest and find this many or sort of consistently this low for that long. So it was quite an unusual event, so quite hard to trade, and it actually might sort of give you a bit of an idea that we probably have to go back to bear market areas to actually see something like that again. So not a great lot of good news here on the 12-hour chart either. One good thing is we have reset a lot of the open interest. So ever since this top here, which I discussed in one of my previous videos, and also posted a few things in my channel about, yeah, when we swung failed that, I started getting a little cautious and got a bit nervous when we started pushing up here. But yeah, it definitely was good to be out of this big dump at that point. And yeah, just be able to make decisions through here. Not that I actually did make some great decisions through here. I did actually been trading this relatively poorly, I think, through most part. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, you can't win them all. So we just need to look where to go from now on. And look, I'm thinking now this is probably just either going to push up here and kind of roll over. And I'm just hoping we get some sort of double bottom in here. So we'll have a look here. We've got a CME gap just down here. So my thoughts are this looks a bit ugly as well. So we might just come through here. We don't normally bounce off the CME gap. So I don't think we're going to just come back and bounce that. I think we'll come back down and probably swing fail that, or just come in and sort of round out here somewhere. So that's my sort of base case at the moment. What I'm working with, yeah, any trading over the weekend that I did, I've pretty much exited now. So I'm just sort of waiting to see what happens here. And we did get a couple of short squeezes in this action, which I posted in my channel as well, but also we'll have a look at those in a minute. So what's useful to talk about here? On the 30-minute, you can see that we're just kind of like playing with this 18-day rolling at the moment. It's not my favorite indicator for Bitcoin, but it does show you that we are, still in this sort of downtrend. Until we actually get above and inside this range, we're still sort of pretty much down. So I think we will just carry on ranging through here, probably put in some sort of distribution or accumulation pattern in here. I think with all the news that should be coming up in the future, I think we're probably going to see a rate cut in December. I think I think Quickie mentioned that there was quite a high chance now that will happen. So we'll just see how that goes. And yeah, if that does put a bit of momentum back into the market, but otherwise, yeah, at the moment I'm not really getting too excited until we get out of this sort of low range here. And to be honest, we still can go further down. So just yeah, hold on to yourself for a bit here. We do have a very strong level sitting down at the $74,000 mark, 74,500 mark. I'd really hate to see us lose that level. That would indicate that we are in a lot of trouble here. And to be honest, even if we lose this 80k level, I'm thinking, yeah, we're just going to have to ride this one out until we get some sort of QE happening. So we might end up in a little mini bear market for 6 months or so until everything kicks off again. But yeah, it's a bit sad to be thinking like that, considering we never really had. I don't feel like we've had the bull run that we headed, or that we were all hoping for. Certainly haven't had alts run as hard as they could have, unless you say that the Trump election era was the last that the alts kind of pumped, and that was it. But anyway, so moving on, not a lot to talk about in relation to that other than just sit tight and let's see what plays out. Um, Same deal with ETH. Yeah, we got the same sort of top signals here with the daily. Um, and yeah, this wasn't real good here. This swing pile with the 8 closing above the 6 and the 7 there as well, kind of confirming that it was at least minimally qualified as the 2D9 strategy goes. Just yeah, it was pretty nasty to be honest, and that was the signal that looking back now would have been good to be trading with more conviction. I had kept a fair bit in at this. I only just wound back smaller amounts, and yeah, it wasn't until Bitcoin started looking like shit that I started exiting. But anyway, that's the way it is. You can see we pretty much just crushed through here. So ETH at the moment had a nice little pump out of here. So I'm just going to move on to that. 30-minute charts just a bit shit as well. Looks like we may have kind of closed the CME gap on ETH, but BTC is obviously still wide open here. Going to the lower time frames, we had quite a nice short squeeze here, mostly on ETH and Solana, I noticed, and it would have been the same with a lot of other coins. And you can see that by just just some of these volumes and open interest changes and things like that. So on if we go to, I think on the 15, it was a bit more obvious. Yeah, we had some open interest changes and yeah, some high volume coming in there kind of signaling that there was sort of quite a few shorts closing there, and people just getting a bit of a trap going on here. So it didn't really swing as high as I thought it might, but now we have this sort of like double top happening here. So yeah, it's looking pretty weak to be honest, and that could just roll over and yeah, move down a bit in the shorter time frames. No triggers on the cipher for this, mainly because the 15-minute you can see it's still been in the middle zone and hasn't really been giving us sort of the perfect triggers there. But yeah, that's it. Solana is very similar, another double top kind of scenario, some high volume coming in there. CBD really pushing up, showing that there was a lot of buys coming in, market buys coming in. So, and that would be closing of shorts there, I would suspect, and drop in open interest as well. So a lot of people getting caught out there, getting their stops hit. So yeah, that's where we are on that at the moment. So yeah, it's not looking too great, but it's still holding the EMAs. So yeah, but still suspect that this will just roll over at some point. We get a bit of a drop down there. What else can I talk about? That's about it, really. Getting a lot of these sort of alerts coming in now. So we're getting a lot of the liquidity hunter, sort of these traps coming in. So big spike in volume. These are on the 30-minute time frames. Let's go to see. So that was on Solana. Oh, I don't know what's going on there with IMX. That was not one that's come up. Yeah, so at the moment, looks like we might just roll over a bit here now. And yeah, so I'm just sitting tight at the moment. So nothing to do until we see some more strength come in the market, but this is looking promising. If you did get some entries on those lows on Friday, then yeah, good on you. Or if you got any over the weekend, thinking we might get the Sunday pump as well, which we once again we did, which is always a bit annoying because then we open up the CME gap and then have this yeah problem where we're looking at the CME gap thinking it's going to close. So yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, you can see we just it was more like a bump and run kind of scenario. So we've had the bump. Whether we get the run here, I'm not quite sure. I think this is just going to roll over at some point and hopefully just put in a double bottom and then range through here a bit until we, yeah, build up some confidence. Anyway, that's all for now. I will leave you all to it and, yeah, speak to you next time.